On today's video, I want to be teaching you all you need to know about layers farming as a beginner. All you need to know about layers farming starting from their day one till they start laying eggs. So do yourself a favor and watch this video to the very end so that you'll be able to understand what I'm going to be teaching you in this video. And don't forget to ask me a question in the comment section if you are confused in any way. There are two ways you can keep these layers chicken. The first one is you can buy these chicken when they are 1 day old and brood them by yourself, or the second one is you can buy this chicken at their point of lay. Their point of lay is when they are neither 15 weeks or 16 weeks of age. Within that period of 14, 15 weeks or 16 weeks of age is their point of lay, whereby when you buy it at that period, you will now give them feed until they start laying eggs. But there are many disadvantages of buying this chicken during their point of lay. And some of the disadvantage of buying this chicken during their point of lay is that you don't know how they were raised. Like for an instance, this chicken have different types of feed they feed on, starting from their day one till they start laying eggs, which if you don't feed them a particular feed at a particular given time, then it will affect their egg cycle. And when this chicken starts producing egg, they will not give you enough eggs because they were not raised in a normal way to help the egg cycle. So I will really advise you, whenever you are starting this layers farm, make sure you brood them by yourself. Give them the chicken feed that they deserve at each particular week. So that is the first thing you should consider before you start this layers chicken. Now, if you are to brood this chicken by yourself, it is very simple. So far you follow the instruction on how to brood, it is very simple and you won't lose any chicken. For an instance, if you want to brood this chicken by yourself, you will need their brooding house. That is different house where you will brood them just in a small space where they will not feel cold, and all of them will be feeding in that small space. So, and in their brooder house, you will need a heating element to prevent them from pneumonia, and you will need their feed, which is a starter feed. You will also need their baby drinkers. You will also need their baby feeders, plus some other things that you will need in the brooder house, which I have made a video on how you can brood your chicken, which you can check it in this my channel. You will see a video that I made on how you can brood. So you can go and check out on that particular video and then watch it to the end so that you learn how you can brood without losing any chicken. Then another thing again is their vaccination. This chicken have different vaccine that you give them at different age. For an instance, they do give them a Maric vaccine, they do give them Gomboro vaccine, they do give them Lasota vaccine for Newcastle, they do give them a 4 typhoid vaccine. So all these vaccine are the vaccine that you need to give this chicken when you are brooding them and when they have grown up. So, but this vaccine, I won't give you any prescription. It is your veterinary doctor that have to give you the prescription of these vaccines, because all these chicken, they do give them one vaccine, but maybe at a different time depending on the type of layers you buy. For this layers chicken, they have different types of species. They have Lowman brown, they have Highland brown, and they also have is a brown. So it is depending on the one you have. Make sure your veterinary doctor tell you the perfect vaccine to give them at a particular period of time. Don't give them vaccine by yourself. Make sure you give them according to your veterinary doctor. And whenever you are buying this chicken, make sure you go to all these veterinary doctors that know very well about this chicken, so that they will be able to provide you the best chicken, because all of them have different production. Like is a brown have different production, Loman brown have different production. So all of them have different egg production. They have different egg cycle. So make sure you go for the best, so that you will enjoy this chicken farming. Then after like 6 weeks of brooding them, you will now remove them from their brooder house to their main house. Like this place now is their main house for me. I have their brooder house in the other side. So, but what will determine if you remove them from the brooder house is the weather condition. Assuming there is too much cold, you should wait like up to 6 weeks or maybe 2 months before you remove them from their brooder house, so that before then all their feathers have come out, and then they will not be able to feel cold any longer. Then if it is during heat period, you will remove them maybe after 1 month of brooding them. You will remove them from their brooder house to their main house. Now when it comes to feeding this layers chicken, from their day one till they are 8 to 10 weeks of age, you give them a starter feed at that time. Then after their 10 weeks of age, you now switch their feed to growers mash, which that growers mash, they will keep on feeding on growers mash till they are 19 weeks of age, or they start dropping eggs. Then you can now switch to pre-layer smash, which that pre-layer smash, for me how I do get pre-layer smash is by mixing maybe half bag of layer smash and a half bag of grower smash. That's how I do get my own pre-layer smash. Then when I start getting around 40% production, then I will now switch to layer smash fully. So that's how I do feed this chicken, and I do feed them at 6 a.m. in the morning and 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Although there are some people who do feed them once in a day, but I choose to feed them 2 times in a day to avoid cannibalism, because when these chickens are hungry, they are always angry, and at that point they will start fighting themselves, whereby they will end up killing themselves or injure themselves, that kind of stuff. So I prefer giving them 2 times daily. And when it comes to their water, you do give them enough water, especially when they have started laying eggs, because it is most of the water that do form their eggs. Like when you bring an egg yolk, you see that 90% of the eggs were formed by the water. So do give them enough water so that they will be able to produce enough eggs. Then when it comes to debeaking, we do debeak them around their 13 weeks of age. Debeaking is the process of cutting this chicken beak, cutting their beaks so that they will not be able to fight on each other with their beak, because their beak is like weapon. So around their 13 weeks of age, you cut their beak. Make sure you don't cut it at their point of lay. And when you cut their beaks at their point of lay, it will affect them that they won't lay on time, especially if you cut their beak their uh, around their 17 weeks of age. It will affect their laying. They won't lay on time. Instead of them to lay around their 19th weeks, they will now start laying at their 21 or 22 weeks of age. Anything that will bring stress to this bird, make sure you don't stress them. Debeaking them at that point means stressing them, so make sure you don't debeak them around their point of lay, so that they will be able to give you eggs on time. Now, you know, when these chicken have grown up, their feeders will be different from from the feeders you used during their brooding. As you can see, if you look at my back, I have this type of feeder. This is a wooden feeder that I'm using to feed them. So, and they have other types of feeder, like they have rubber feeder, they have a wooden feeder, and the wooden feeder is this type that you are seeing right here. And they also have a can feeder. So how many number of feeders you will need will be determined by how many chicken you have in your farm. Will be what will determine the number of feeders you will need. And also, when it comes to the drinkers, you will need their drinkers, not the one you use during their brooding. Also, you will need adult drinkers, whereby you will need neither use a rubber drinker or use a can drinker. All of them can serve. Any type of drinker can serve, so far they don't run out of water. Another thing you are to know again is this chicken have its own specific chicken house. Make sure when you are constructing this chicken house, you don't construct it like ordinary house that you do live in. Make sure you construct it like maybe just 2 bricks from the ground, and then you use a net. You use net so that there will be enough ventilation in the chicken house. And make sure that the roof is high. Make sure the roof is high, so that the heat from the zinc will not be affecting your chicken. So make sure that the roof is around 12 feet from the ground. And then make sure you have enough opening, so that there will be free ventilation, because these chicken, they are not good with heat. So make sure there is enough ventilation in your farm, so that they will be able to give you enough production. Then lastly, you will need a laying box, whereby this laying box is where the chicken will be laying their eggs when they start laying eggs. And the best time to place their laying box is around their 16 or 17th weeks of age. Maybe if they are to start laying at their 19th weeks of age, they will master the laying box before that time, so that when they start laying eggs, they will be laying inside the laying box. And the benefit of placing this laying box is that this chicken won't be able to break the eggs. They won't be able to break the eggs that kind easily. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't be uh, collecting their eggs. Make sure you are collecting their eggs on a regular basis. And also, this laying box helps to keep the eggs clean and neat. If the chicken should be laying on the ground, definitely they will be pooping on their eggs. They will be pooping on their eggs. And at the end of the day, the eggs will be so dirty, whereby if you don't clean them, your customers will be complaining. And also, that their poop will make this egg to spoil easily. So these are the few things I know about this layers chicken. So thank you for watching. If this video was helpful to you, all I need you to do for me is like this video so that YouTube will be able to show it to other people who might need this video. And don't forget to subscribe in this channel. Subscription is free. Just subscribe so that you'll be able to see my videos whenever I upload a video. And thank you for watching once more. My name is Collins Book, and this is my farm.